Hey everybody, I'm Random Bystander here, and I'm a random bystander who's here to tell you that you might be a bit confused about this review if you don't watch part 1, featuring my review of Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. Otherwise, if you watch this without watching that, you may get a bit confused. So on that note, let's talk about a video game starring President Obama. I'm serious.
Barrack Fu. I never thought I'd say this, but Shaq Fu has the better title. I am not a political channel by any means. Every time I see the subject of politics, I'm just like,
so long, farewell, Avida, say goodbye.
Politics and gaming have been interwoven in many conversations together, and continue to overlap. Also, politics continue to be parodied in many forms of media, such as films, television, and even video games. Insert Barrack Fu, Legend of Dirty Barry. DLC to Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, because that's the game I was dying to have DLC for. It's actually a whole new game mode with a new playable character, new abilities, and slightly new gameplay. And best of all, it doesn't cost you a dime. The DLC was completely free, and in a world where game developers like to charge for DLC, that's always a huge plus. But it's only free for the physical versions. If you bought the digital version, no free DLC for you.
Thanks, Obama.
It starts out with a montage of Obama gearing up as he noticed that someone has been taking out celebrities. Since he doesn't know the celebrities are demons in this universe, and since he is no longer commander-in-chief, he takes the law into his own hands and decides to take out the person taking out celebrities. Kanye, spelled with a C and not a K, completely different, is doing a concert in France, and Barrack heads over there to confront the killer. The plot is just as insane and ridiculous as Shaq Fu, so if you like the humor in that game, you'll adore it in this one. But it's still hit and miss for me. Some stuff makes me laugh, some stuff makes me groan, but again, they put effort into the writing and parody in this game. Gotta give credit where credit is due.
Call me B.A. Rawk, the Nobel Surprise, Hawaiian Punch, and the Drone Ranger. But to you, I'm the last man you're ever gonna see, unless you tell me where Kanye is at. Can you feel me?
Yep, Barrack has those classy one-liners just like Shaq did. They couldn't get the real president to voice act him, obviously, like they did with Shaq, but the Impressionists did a fantastic job voicing him. Only thing is I have no idea who he is. Seriously, I checked every site I could to find his voice credits, and nothing.
Whoever you are, unnamed voice actor, know that you did a good job.
Also, the guy playing Kanye, not Kanye, manages to nail the personality of actual Kanye pretty well. Or at least the extreme stereotype he is known for. He's not in the video game much, but whenever he is, it's kind of lovably ridiculous. Animation is wonderful as usual too. They have fun with the visuals and they are just as crazy and weird as they were in Shaq Fu. They could have easily just made the gameplay mode and not have any animated cinematics to go with it. So I'm glad I got to see them. Back to the plot, the French think we are the ones killing Kanye, and we have to fight everyone in sight. It's the same gameplay style as Shaq Fu, surprise surprise, but it does have some different gameplay mechanics. You punch and kick as Shaq Fu did, but Mr. President is packing as he is able to do ranged attacks by shooting guns. And yes, they do slow motion Matrix jokes. These were a thing in Shaq Fu as well, but the ones in Barrack Fu are a lot worse, as the slow motion attacks leave you vulnerable, and I instantly got attacked by enemies half the time the slow-mo attack happened. It also sucked because I couldn't defend myself during the animation, and since I couldn't control the slow motion and it happened randomly, that made it worse. A lot of Dirty Barry's main attacks are the same as Shaq's, but instead of Shaq's stomp attack that destroys enemies around him, Barrack does this. Why did I laugh at that? Yeah, this attack has drones that strike the entire fighting area, doing massive damage, and it is great for clearing large enemies. The only catch is the meter must be filled completely, and unlike Shaq's move, it takes a lot more time to fill the bar, so they balance out the attacks quite well. So while Dirty Barry has some similar patterns to Shaq, there is enough differences for the somewhat different gameplay style. It adds variety, and that's good. Barrack continues onward to Paris as we see French stereotypes that make Glass Joe look subtle. They have everything, the accents, the baguettes, the white surrender flag right after they hit you. I think that's about everything in the checklist. I would continue to make jokes about how these characters are obviously cliches, but the game already has done that for me. His name is cliche. Thanks, Barrack Fu. That's one less joke I need to write. We continue fighting more stereotype, including a French prime minister. That looks like some satire that went completely over my head, and we are able to beat her. We then learn that instead of using Icy Hot to heal up, Barrack uses nicotine from cigarettes. Does Obama smoke? Is he really dependent on them to survive? Is his habit really that bad?
I did some research, and in fact, Obama did quit smoking. I guess Michelle wouldn't let him. I'm not joking, Michelle made her husband quit smoking. Don't mess with Michelle Obama.
We continue on our way to Kanye's concert. We learn of another power-up Barrack has where he instantly puts on shades and becomes Dirty Barry, instantly firing a barrage of bullets, and it's just like Shaq does from Shaq Fu. It's unlimited bullets, but you have to reload once your meter depletes, which takes a good few seconds. Again, Barrack is balanced, and while he is not weak, he's not ridiculously easy either. It works. We make our way to Kanye and encounter the one who's been killing celebrities. Wait a minute. Are we gonna have a battle against Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh my god, that would be so cool! Shaq and Barrack fighting together in an action-filled battle would be absolutely ridiculous and amazing.
It's just Chinese stereotype.
You disappointed me, Barrack Fu. You disappointed me!
I know, it probably cost more money to get Shaq to be in the DLC, but that would have been so cool! Especially since you knew that Kanye was an evil alien, and that they were on the same side. It would have been so cool to see them fight each other. Come to think about it, co-op multiplayer between Shaq's Kung Fu close-up gameplay and Barrack's long-range shooting gameplay would have been too ridiculous yet too cool for words. Would it have been nonsensical? Yes. But this game has flying butts as enemies. It's past ridiculous and gone to full-blown insanity. It would have been so fun to play this with a friend. This would have solved the repetitive gameplay problem in a heartbeat, as dealing with these enemies with friends would not be nearly as repetitive nor tedious. But no, it's just the stereotype. No Shaq, no multiplayer co-op, just...
We didn't raise enough money on Indiegogo for my combat animations.
Shaq Fu you.
We confront the Chinese stereotype who tells us Kanye is an alien. Barrack doesn't believe it. Spoilers, he's an alien. Not only that, but the planet is threatened by aliens from Uranus. And yes, they milk that joke until the other is dehydrated.
Attention Earthlings! We are subterranean creatures from Uranus!
What's so funny? We live inside Uranus.
Barrack has to stop Kanye before the aliens decide to blow up the Earth. We head to a space level, because when I think of Obama, I think France in outer space. But Kanye knows of our intentions and is waiting for us, along with his many clones. You know, if Kanye West was an evil alien, it would not surprise me if he made clones of himself as henchmen. We fight more enemies, have to avoid steam pressers in the shape of Kanye's face, robots that self-destruct, and as stated before, flying butts. Remember that Kim Kardashian boss in Shaq Fu? Now there's tons of them, all doing that annoying Twerkules attack. Shut up! The repetitive enemies that was a problem with Shaq Fu continues to be a problem here. I tried not to let it bother me. I wanted to enjoy this game and its humor and the gameplay, but I just got sick of it and the amount of times I died. But at least I'm a fan of the jazz number that plays when you die. Feels very 70s, I like it. And so we make our way to the final boss, where we just shoot Kanye in the face. Wow, that was easy. But things never are easy in this game, as Kanye transforms into a giant head with robotic appendages. Get it? Because the real Kanye's ego is huge. Satire. It's a boss fight just like any other in Shaq Fu. Just hit it until it dies. Its attacks are lasers, spitting vomit at you, and of course, even more enemies. I struggled so much with this because there were so much enemies on the screen. The boss was tedious and annoying, and after a few attempts, I finally was able to bring Kanye to his death. Barrack stops the broadcast, the aliens from Uranus make more innuendos as they leave for planet Earth, and Barrack hangs out with Michelle before another adventure. Something tells me this game isn't gonna get a sequel.
Well, now that the DLC is over, I have just one question. And that question is why?
Why did this need to exist? It's already perplexing that Shaq Fu itself got a revival. Yet them adding a DLC with Barack Obama? Just...
Why?
It's not even that topical. This probably would have been funnier right in the early 2010s, but it really is just a joke about Obama and other political jokes. Barrack Fu definitely has the same problems that Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn has. It really has no reason to exist. It's a parody for sure, but it's not a good one. Again, this game would have had a much bigger improvement if it was a co-op beat-em-up. It would have made the ridiculousness a lot more fun, but unless they decide to add co-op to the game or the DLC, which in my opinion they won't, neither of them will be worth the money.
Sorry, Shaq and Barrack Fu, you aren't a good game. Not the worst game I'll probably ever cover in this channel, but still, not a good game.